Hey there! Today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful DIY chrysanthemum flowers. The supplies you're going to need for this tutorial are 65-pound cardstock. You'll need a glue gun. You'll need a wood dowel, or you can use my paper bloom shaping mat and tool set, and you can find that link below this video. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. You'll need the chrysanthemum templates, and you may want some wire if you plan to stem your flower. Links to everything, the supplies, the templates, and everything are below this video description. Just click on show more or the arrow to your right hand side if you're on a mobile device, and it will reveal to you the links for the templates and the supplies and all that good information. Before you watch this tutorial, please like this video. It helps me out more than you know. And if you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of my new content or the freebies that I love to share with my community. Okay, so to make our chrysanthemum flowers, you're going to need to cut out at least 10 of these chrysanthemum layers. They're all the same size. You just need to cut out 10 of them. If you want your flower to be fuller, then you would need to cut out more of them. 10 is just what I'm using here in this example. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to prep each one of these layers. And I use my paper bloom shaping mat and tool set for this. However, I'm going to show you how you can do it if you don't have this or don't wish to purchase. If you do wish to purchase this, it's linked below this video. Highly recommend it. I designed it especially for paper flowers, and it really helps the process come together easier and makes the flowers look a lot more realistic. So to use this for my chrysanthemum flower, I take my medium tip for my ball tool, and I just apply pressure to one of the petal points from the outside and curl inwards. Just rolling inwards with a little bit of pressure. You don't have to push crazy hard, just medium pressure, I'd say. And I'm going to do that for each one of these. Okay, so it's going to look just like that. And you can just start off with them looking like this. The centermost ones, we're also going to roll the center here so that it closes even more, just like a real flower would. That's the beauty of this tool set, is it really allows you to mimic the shape of a blooming petal, which makes the paper flowers, of course, look more realistic. Now, if you don't have this or don't wish to purchase it, then you can use a thin wood dowel, and you can curl each of these around a thin wood dowel. Go all the way around here. So the result isn't as fast or as clean, but is completely doable. And then I just press with my fingers up, and you can see we achieve a similar result. This is with the dowel, and this is with the shaping mat and tool set. So you can still absolutely make this flower even if you don't have this or don't wish to purchase it, but you can purchase it below the video, and I do recommend it, especially if you're planning on making a lot of paper flowers. So I'm going to prep all of my petals exactly the same way, and then we're just going to begin layering each of these on top of the other to create the chrysanthemum. Okay, so I have all of my petals here prepped and ready to go. I'm going to start, just pick any one to start, and I'm going to slightly flatten it out here just a little bit, and do the same thing with the second one. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back side of the one, and then place it on top of the other, and try and alternate your petal points here so that this petal layer here is falling in between the two petal points below it. And that's just going to help there not be a bunch of awkward spaces in your flower, and it'll make the flower look like it's blooming more. You're going to continue this process with all 10 layers here. This chrysanthemum here is slightly smaller by about ½ an inch or so than the ones here in this vase. So I wanted to show you, what a larger one could look like and what a smaller one could look like. I imagine in most cases, people who are doing this tutorial and purchasing this template, you're probably using a cutting machine because this is quite intricate. So you can of course scale these to any size. You can do them slightly bigger this one, you can do them as small as this one, so you can get creative with the sizing. If by chance you happen to be choosing to cut by hand with scissors, I will include 2 size variations, one that is more this smaller size and one that is slightly bigger, so that way you're not limited if you have to cut by hand. Okay, so I'm just paying attention as I layer here, that my layers are sort of progressively getting a little bit more tight, and the center bud is coming together progressively as we get closer to the center. Like I said, I do use 10 layers here. You could use more. Chrysanthemums in nature have lots and lots of petals. So that's why I recommend a minimum of 10 to mimic a chrysanthemum look. But the more you add, the more realistic it's going to look. So if you add another 2 to 4 layers, it's going to look even more beautiful. With the alternating petal points, that's going to get a little bit harder as you get towards the center, and that's fine. Just do what's best to your eye as you're looking at the flower and as you build it. Getting down to my last 3 here. I really like the chrysanthemum flower because it's a great tiny flower that you can add as a filler to an arrangement for smaller spaces. And because of all the like details to it, it really just adds a lot of depth and detail to your arrangement. So for the last 2 here, just make sure that your center is nice and tightly closed. If you're using that shaping mat and tool set, push down on the center and it will sort of close it for you. I'm going to add a little glue there and then place it into the center of this one. There we go. Gathering that there, and we'll place these final 2 that are together in the center of our chrysanthemum to finish it off. There we go. And the good part about this flower too is you can play with it even after you put the layers. So if the layers are kind of opening up on you, just come in here and push them towards the center with your finger. I almost always have to do this no matter how well I've rolled the flower, just to finish it off. You can even grab your smallest one here and push down in the center, and it really closes it nicely. Okay, so there we go. So there is my chrysanthemum bud all done. You can see it's a little smaller than these, but the same concept. And you can of course add some leaves. I don't do anything too special with my leaves other than you can just add a little dimension to them by curling them maybe with a wood dowel, just like that, and you can glue them to the underside. And then you can put them on a wreath or a wood sign, whatever it is you might be using these flowers for. Now if you wish to stem this flower, then I will show you real quick how you can do that. You can use between 18 and 22 gauge wire, and I'm using 22 gauge wire here. And all I do is I bend the tip at a 90-degree angle, about a ½ inch down is where I bend it. And then I form a little circle at the top. And then I'm going to glue this right to the bottom. So I add some glue to the bottom. Don't worry about the way it looks because you're not going to see it when we're finished. So I like to glue it upside down like this so I'm not trying to have gravity work against me. And just hold it in place until it's dry. And of course you'll probably trim your stem down. So I'm just going to do that real quick and get rid of some of that extra stem there. And let that set. And then at this point you can add your leaves to cover the stem connection to the flower, which is going to make it look nice and clean and finished. So you might want to add just a little curl to your leaf so it doesn't look so flat, which is what I'm doing here. And then I just add a tiny bit of glue to each leaf and press it on. You can get away with just doing 1 leaf, or you can add 2 or 3. Just do a minimum of 1 so that you have a nice clean bottom to your flower. Add this one or on this side. There we go. And the leaves are included for you as well, and you can scale them to different sizes if you're using a cutting machine. So there we go, there is our chrysanthemum flower bud. I like this one because it's just so detailed looking. It makes it look really realistic, and it's beautiful for the fall time. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to check out my zinnias and marigolds tutorial, which is also up on the YouTube channel, and subscribe so that you don't miss any more of these great videos. I'll see you guys next time.